All right, folks, we're back on the attack here, and yeah, we're just preparing for our super duper offensive against the much hated Aztecs. I mean, not really hated by us in this game because we haven't dealt with them at all, but I would say definitely for people who play this game, generally have a pretty negative attitude towards the Aztecs because they're highly unpredictable. Well, they're predictable in that they like to go to war with you. And we do have some oil there. Hopefully, we'll have more than that. I think we do. But I'll actually have to think about that because the areas we have control over are not super oily. All right. Wow, look at our culture reaches up pretty far in there. Yeah, Persians got like a weird. They always do that kind of like this vertical north-south strip of empire, which is unusual. Well, anyway, cool. Now we can build the well, and now we can start building railroads, which is helpful. I don't know if these ships will actually ever be able to make it back. We'll be able to make it back, but I don't know if they'll be able to make it back to relay more forces in. That might actually be a better idea, is to have them land on Aztec land. Probably take longer. Might work better if we do something like this. Actually, see, I just changed my mind there. It's just because we could produce so many troops, but we won't actually be able to reinforce anybody this way. You know? And being able to reinforce is pretty important, I think. Oh, wow, I never cleaned that up, did I? That was pretty stupid of me. Not the first time I did something stupid, definitely not. Won't be the last. Alright, let's build a railroad, baby. The old transcontinental. Kinda, not really. But something like that, right? Let's see, do I got anybody else I just had like sit around for a bit? So I believe there were workers that just kind of fortified because they didn't have anything for them to do anymore. Well, now there's plenty to do. Absolutely, there he is. He's enjoying his lunch there. Well, hey, lunch break's over, buddy. It's time to connect the nation, the empire, the whatever. Time to make the connection. Alright, I think that's probably need a couple more workers. We don't get too many more workers because then it'll be like silly to where we once again won't have anything for them to do. Oh, look at that. Man, don't sink in there. You'll frickin' drown and be all cold too. Well, you drown and freeze at the same time. Drown and be all cold. What a silly way to put that, huh? A silly guy I am. Machine guns are great. I don't think they take collateral damage, something like that. What is it? Yeah, immune to collateral damage, which can be pretty useful. And they do pretty well until you get up to artillery, which shouldn't be too much longer. But still, for the time now, they would make a pretty potent defensive unit, which is something we're going to want to have. Especially as we try to take over the Aztecs. Alright. Get to helping out with this railroad, buddy. Anybody who's not working on railroads needs to work on railroads. We'll worry about the oil later. Because the oil's not really that helpful at this point. We're going to need other stuff to actually make that, other technologies to actually do stuff with the oil. They have modernized our army though, that's pretty cool. Except for this guy here. Alright, well. Alright, so let's go ahead and declare the war. Very good. Tried to bombard there, but we're out of turns. Okay. Wow, they just really wanted to get off that screen quickly, did they not? Trade mission, wonderful. Wow, look at the redcoats, pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking, unique unit, I'd say. Alright. So we should be able to take that town pretty quickly. Yeah. Alright, so we'll bombard one turn, then we'll take this town, and then we'll move on up and we'll see how much they actually got to throw at us. Because the answer could be a lot, or the answer could be a little. It just depends on how much the Americans have kept them busy. I don't even know if they're currently at war. I probably should go ahead and look at that. Although the diplomatic relations screen tends to look pretty goofy. I'm sorry, that's not the right one now, is it? That one. Okay, let's find out. Roosevelt, yeah, he's at war with Montezuma. Okay, good. I mean, that makes my job a lot easier because they're going to be still struggling with each other. That's all. Wow. I didn't bring myself enough, I don't think, which is a little annoying. Man, all those ships, and that's all I brought as far as... Well, that's okay. Let's move them back to the coast. We'll get reinforcements. Good thing I decided upon this path where I would get reinforcements. Actually, I guess Korea is where we want them to all hang out. Move this guy over here. He'll have time. It's going to take him quite a few turns to get. Of course, the amount of turns it actually takes to get there will be considerably less. Well, it will be considerably less when I actually get these railroads up and running, which will be a while. I haven't heard Scheherazade yet, which is too bad. I really like that song. Hopefully we'll hear it. This one's pretty darn good too. I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty good. Okay, and we got this guy here, who also has some people to dump off. Well, let's just hurry up and take the darn town. Can we just... Yeah, okay. I need to waste my time with the niceties of artillery on these guys. Whoa, 93% we lost. It's a loss I can't afford, by the way. There we go. Is that a good city spot? Yeah, I think that's good. That's like Los Angeles, which is actually not a good city spot, but irrigated it is. I think it has a good port and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, what makes Los Angeles a good city or why so many people live there, other than the nice Southern California Mediterranean climate, which, as I understand, is the only place in the United States that has a Mediterranean climate. So, that's great. But as far as like, is it a good harbor? Does it have a deep port? Is it a deep port? All that kind of stuff. So this area is somewhat good to defend, somewhat not. All right, so we keep working on this here, and we'll be in good shape. Machine gun. Yeah, all right. Unfortunately, they can't attack. That's the real downfall of the machine gun, is it has no attack power. But it is good for what it's meant for, which is defense, and at that it excels. Of course, when you're looking to take towns, it's not particularly helpful. You say, well, it's really good on defense, and it can attack. All right, cool. Okay. Okay, yeah, Elizabeth and Isabella. How would they fight anyway? They're not really even hardly close to each other. And then in addition to that, I would imagine that just their ability to attack one another. And I mean, who's her face is on top of the score, and Isabella's on the bottom. Like, Elizabeth's way up there. Okay, we'll just sit another turn, just see what happens here. Our next move, though, is to move north at that other city, but we really kind of want to see what's going on as far as their capabilities of, like, how many troops do you guys got going? And are they coming my way? Which, like I said, it might help that the Americans were not wiped out. That might be very helpful. But it's kind of hard to tell because we can't really see. I guess we could have scouted on them a bit beforehand, could have walked through their territory. But I kind of want to do this before they get too much good tech going on. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade some of these guys too. Got the cash now, why not use it? Yeah, I never thought I'd live to see our economy going this well. So let's check it out. Oh, look at this. They're gonna try to wolf pack me. Yeah, they did. Well, that's kind of gonna be their strategy with us. And it could be deadly. It's been known to work. Little swarming up there, but I think that's really all they got. I don't think they've got too strong of a navy, and it's hard to have a navy on that coast. The west coast is there's a couple of okay cities like Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles. They're not really good, like, super production cities, at least in my experience. I mean, the cities on the East Coast tend to be a lot better in that aspect, as far as building a strong navy off of it. Alright, so we will... Kind of stinks. I wish we had the Zeppelins at this point, because then we could be able to see what in the Heidi-ho is going on here. But we can't. So we're just going to have to live with that, I suppose. Oh, we could go up too. And I guess I can have a worker here, because they don't have anybody with... even if they had somebody with 2 move ability, and they don't, because they don't have horses unless somebody traded them for it. Oh crap! Well, let's upgrade you. All right, good. Now let's see what's going on. Sorry, I had to go check something I was boiling. Didn't want it to boil over. Okay, combustion. All right, that's a good one. Let's see what else. All right, biology's good. Although I don't think that's really what I should be going for. Nationalism, because that's going to lead to the Industrial Revolution. That's where we want to go. So I kind of dorked that out. Let me switch that back. Cannon, yes. Cannon, yes. Machine gun. Alright, that's enough machine guns for Pete's sake. Machine guns are good, but once again, they have a serious problem. And that is they can't attack, so. Geez, too much production. Nice problem to have, huh? There's Tabriz doing alright. Let's build this darn railroad. And railroad also raises the production of your mines. So you want to build a railroad on top of all your mines, although I'm going to save that. I'm not going to do that. I really want to just get my my ability to move down a little bit better. Let's see. All right. Want to make sure to kind of seal ourselves off against counterattacks. And there's a very nice wooded hill there that does that quite nicely, which will be useful for us. Geez, look at this. What are we doing? I'm going to move him over here and upgrade him. I mean, I don't think we have to worry about attacks on our capital anymore, because nobody's really close enough to do it. even if a stray barbarian came, and I know that's an unbelievable situation, but I don't think that's realistic anymore. And allow me to laugh about it as well. All right, we got another mad scientist, and that is who he's. All right, Cimmerian. Okay, let's go down there. Called Cimmerian, or maybe it's Cimmerian. I have no idea. It's some tribal thing because it was a barb city we took over, and those are usually just the names of tribes that may not have developed into like large complex civilizations. So I'm sure somebody knows who the hell they were, but I don't, and so therefore I don't know how to pronounce their name. So sorry about that. All right, I tell you what, nothing gets me going any better than just like this war against the Aztecs, like overseas. It's very exciting because you never know what these jerks are gonna get up to. You never know what they're gonna get up to. Maybe I could turn Roosevelt into my vassal too. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully he doesn't vassalize to who's his face anytime soon. To Montezuma, because then I gotta fight the both of them, which is fine. But I guess as an American, I have like it bothers me. I wouldn't want to fight the Americans. Maybe that's weird, because it's only a game, for God's sake. But still, you can get working on this island. Oh, wow. Alright. Want to become my vassal? Nah, you don't like me enough. What an ass. Okay. I believe. No, not him, because he's still a little weak. Right. Where's Philadelphia at anyway? I know where it's at, but it's not in the same place. Is that near their capital? Yeah. It's kind of unclear. Maybe it's on a newer map than the one I currently have. Must be, huh? Okay. Well, unfortunately, we are nowhere near full up as our ships pull into port. Too bad that one guy in trail. That's why you don't like allow them to separate from each other, because that's the kind of crap that happens. And yes, I learned my lesson now. I was dismissive of the threat of them shooting down, sinking one of my ships, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what they did. So probably should have been a little bit more respectful of the threat they could pose to me. I wouldn't have had those kinds of issues now, would I? No, I wouldn't. That's alright. Now I got an option whether I want to reinforce my troops here or whether I want to try to send them to a different place. There you go, Turfan down here. One of my best cities, Turfan. Very big fan of it. Alright. Oh man. Garprador up to, huh? That's kinda useful for me because it weakens the cultural pressure that was on my town there. As you can see there, I'm extended back out. I guess they destroyed it? Not sure. I don't see anything there anymore, but I didn't hear it destroyed because they make that sound effect, of course, when somebody raises a town that they conquered. Okay. And let's continue on here with this. Really want to continue on with the war. That's what I'm all hyped up about. I mean, I have to go through all these things, of course, but that's not the real interesting part now, is it? And it's good to have these railroads which allow 10 moves per point. It used to be that it was unlimited movement in Civ 2 and in Civ 3. It's just like, yeah, you just keep moving forever. It's like you're on the ice, you're frictionless, you know? which I mean it was a little silly, I guess. And it was particularly silly when like you could use somebody else's what's his name? You could use somebody else's railroads to just move to your little heart's content and just go up and attack them with howitzers, which were pretty important because they what's the word for it? They ignored walls, which walls made cities pretty darn hard to take because it like tripled your defense power. They changed that later on because that was obviously yes. Thanks for vassalizing, buddy. You want gunpowder? Maybe that'll make it so you don't die so much. Alright, cool. So having a vassal, it costs us more in maintenance, but makes our people happier, and also now we've got somebody who's like, pretty much has to be our ally, unless he ends up becoming more powerful than us, which is highly unlikely. I mean, generally, if somebody vassalizes to you, it's because either you beat the crap out of them and they had to capitulate, or they're just way weaker than you. And so, only in the case of me getting like way beat up, and I guess I'd probably rage quit at that point, right? Just to be honest, I probably would throw my computer out the window if I were getting beat up bad enough that who's his face could unvassalize. And I think when you unvassalize, you automatically declare war on your former overlord. At least with humans. But I think computer, as usual, just follows its own rules and doesn't give a crap what you do. Alright. How much more do we got that we can cram in these ships? We got one more empty ship. So I want them to be full. So that they can be ready for action for a possible dropping off at a different point. Because I don't want to go through the Rockies, you know, which could be kind of annoying. Should I just kill the first guy? 78%. How do you do? How do you do? 82? Good. 87? Whoa! Hey, you guys got musketeers already. Or musketmen. Bull crap. Wasn't expecting that. Well, there's still a generation behind. But it's annoying. There we go. We examine the city. But, yeah, it's a pretty good city location. I mean, there's sacrifices that have to be made with this particular city location because I think there's like, there was iron somewhere around here. If you go one in, there's iron. There's all kinds of like minerals in the area. So it's a hell of a place. Anyway, yeah, it might be good, to drop that force elsewhere since this is like really restrictive to try to get down there. Let's see, let me look at this. So yeah, all this involves walking through a lot of crap. And it'd probably just be as good to drop off in Texacala, which is kind of what I wanted to do. Or even right next to Tenochtitlan. That might be a good idea too. So far, so good. Everything's working really nicely at this point. And that's enough for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.